Hello and welcome. My name is Jessica Gem, and today we're going to be continuing work on this Fairy OC made based on myself. So to start off, this was posted on Instagram by Unset Moon, and we just went through and used the prompts that applied to me. So for example, good, dragonfly wings, this type of stuff based on what I have, so we're going to continue work on that today. Simple Potato Farmer, welcome. Bored and decided to check the streaming schedules. That is a very valid feeling. Howdy howdy indeed. How are you doing today? Alrighty, so this is where we left off last time. I didn't change anything throughout the week, so we're just gonna start right in today. Like I said, I'm not going to be lining this one at all. I'm just going to be doing a rough color and some rough rendering to try and make it look kind of cool without going crazy overboard with it. I am deceased. Oh, that sounds unideal. Typing from beyond the grave. I admire your dedication. Had a rough week so far. Too tired to act dead. Aww. How am I doing? I'm doing alright. Maybe a little bit odd today because I decided to stay up for a while. So this time I didn't wake up just before the stream. I have been up for many hours. So that's interesting, but we'll see how it progresses. So for now, I'm just gonna get started on the coloring. Like I said last time, I want to do the skin like a dragonfly, so they're really like shiny, metallic, vibrant colors. So I've got my pages of references up on the side here, and I'm going to do my best to emulate that beautiful dragonfly look. Alrighty. So the skin, I'm going to be starting with my base color, just overall, to try and get it. So dragonflies are typically like a pretty dark, metallic-y color. Or maybe not typically, but a lot of the time it looks like. So I'm going to start with something like that. I'm obviously going to stick to my typical color palette of aqua, because I am still me, but yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. I'll just make sure to get all of the skin, but I don't need to get all the rest of this because that's going to be different. Actually, instead of doing this on there, I think I am just gonna make another clipping mask for it, just so that I can edit each color layer separately. Blue dava dee dava die. Heck yeah! I'm making her blue. Yeah, I will also just put the boots on this layer, just because they're going to be under everything else, so it'll just make my layers a bit more organized. So the next, I was thinking of doing this yesterday, like doing it ahead of time, just getting my base colors down, but then I forgot and didn't do that, so so we're doing it today. I'm just getting my bases down, which, to be fair, I'm not gonna go crazy with this or anything, so, you know, we probably have a little bit of spare time to get this sorted, but yeah, I just didn't end up doing it, even though I thought of it, so this is where we are now. So I'm just going over it with a base color as usual, and I will change these line colors as well, just to like a darker color so that we can see them a little bit easier. I kind of hard to distinguish right now, since they're sketchy and there's just kind of a lot going on. Alrighty. So that is those parts, and I can also do, I think, like the hair on this layer. Maybe even the eyes. I just kind of don't want to use a super large amount of layers because it can be hard to see them all. So I'm just gonna stick with these. Oh. Make sure to get all the bits that will need to be colored. And honestly, I can even do the eyes on this layer, so I'll grab that. A little hard to read now. I think that's where it should be. I can always edit it a little bit later on in the colorings, like the rendering stage. I'm just getting my base colors in. Yeah, so that'll do for that layer. The next one can be the big skirt. So in my reference here, it's like a really slimy mushroom. I'm probably gonna more do one of the brown ones with the rings on it, because not only do I feel like that will be a little bit more recognizable, but also I don't think it makes sense for the dress to be slimy. So we're just gonna cover both of our bases with that one. It's also like a little bit oranger than I typically like, so we can make it more of a color that suits my preferred palette. No yummy slime. Aw. Unfortunately, probably not the best for consumption. Yeah. As much as it would be fun to render this whole thing in slime, I think that would also like compete too heavily with the metallic shine of the Dragonfly skin. So we're gonna keep this a bit simpler. Slime time. Yeah, maybe I'll do a slime creature eventually. But alas, 'tis not today. This music does not feel chill. Out of the chill section, I'm not feeling any chillness from it. Rather hyper. I may change it. Ooh, another RPG to suggest? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Please. I would love to hear the name of it. Farewell Sen. What's that one about? Haven't finished it yet. Perfect, no spoilers. Alright, that gives that base. So do I think I'm gonna do all the dragonfly wing bits on a separate layer, but I can do what's his name? Quibl? Squibble? Quibble? I had his name written down, but I forget now. It's free? Perfect. Have only a tiny clue since you've just started it? That is fair. How are you liking it so far? I think, yeah, it's cool. Awesome. Definitely looking for more cool little like RPGs to play on stream. It's a little bit less vibrant. There we go. Just to nicely contrast with what I've got going on so far. But playing that and a bunch of other games has your mind in a mess. Oh no. Too many at once. That sounds very valid. Alrighty. That is our friend the gecko, and now the bracer's gonna also be on the player. I'm not being too like precise with any of it because this is in the end still going to be a rough sketch, but I'm trying not to go too far out of the lines, just, you know, to keep things as neat as possible in a messy setting. Because that'll just help it, like, appear more clean than it maybe actually is. Okay, that and this little earring here. I'll probably just, I was gonna color the straps on the boots like a different one, but just for simplicity's sake, I'll probably just do those on that same layer, because again, like I said, not putting too much crazy amount of effort into this. Simple. I mean like a biased simple. You know. We're you know. Within reason to an unreasonable extent. Alright, that's her nose. Okay. I was like, why is that sticking out? Is that her cheek? On the side there is fine. I am just gonna unlock this real quick and do a little bit of cleanup work just on the edges up top here, because since I did like a feathered expanded selection, some little pieces got missed here and there. So most notably on that neck there and on the boot down here. So I'm not going to be perfect about it, but just clean up any areas that I kind of notice really strongly. Just like that. Alright, so these are obviously not going to be the actual colors that I stick with, but they're just going to be my base here. This, now that I have my, I'm just going to select that. And this layer is on top of all my other color layers, so I can just unlock that and change any little wingy bits that I have. So these little wings on the crown and the sword, just to give them their proper opacity. Super auto pets is fun and free. Plus you can play it with people you know. Ooh. And a little lizard on top of the head. Yeah, that's our pet. It's a gecko and his name is Quibl, I think. If I'm remembering correctly, it's Quibl. And we stuck with that. Alright, so that should be cleaned up enough, so that's our base colors. Now we can start on solidifying them. So for the main body, it's like a metallic-y, bright kind of color with some different variation mixed in. Hello Sky Maroon, welcome! So I'm just gonna do my best to kind of render the skin kind of how Dragonfly's exoskeletons are. That's what they are, right? Exoskeletons? I think that's what they are. So I've got some references pulled up, but the first thing I'm gonna do before I get to that is actually make sure that my line art is colored, just because it's kind of hard to see exactly where it is right now. So this will make it a little bit easier to keep track of what's going where and what is what color as well. Alrighty. They're pretty shiny, which is going to be really fun to figure out. Excuse the husk in my voice there, had to clear my throat. Alright. So I'm just going to start straight up with the skin layer, because that'll be the most important part to get right, because that'll really sell that like Dragonfly look to it. So it looks like for most of the ones that I'm looking at, it has like a lot of variation in the metallics. So there'll be you know, if you have a blue one, there will be some greens in it and some purples in it. So we'll try and capture that. Shiny indeed. We'll try and get that as close as we can. So I'm gonna go up and towards the green a little bit and just kind of get the start of the skin in here. So the light's coming from the glowing sword. So I'm gonna try and keep that in mind as I add the rendering to that. That the highest parts will be towards the sword, and the lowest parts will be, well, away from it. So they have fairly big chunks of the brighter colors, like so. Kind of like that. Now, I don't think the glowing sword is going to be the only source of light. I think it's just kind of all around, like it's not going to be a dark scene or anything. But I will use it as my primary, like, like my primary specific source rather. And then add some, maybe try some bounce light on the edges or something like that. But you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm just trying my best here. Also, the tones stay fairly consistent across the board. Like, you don't get any super bright stuff even in the color variation. So I'm gonna try to keep that in mind as well, as I'm just adding some additional tones over here. So even in the dark spots, it kind of stays about the same, like, brightness. I'm just gonna add some of that around the edges. And then really lighten it up in certain parts. Along here. Those highest part of the cheeks. And I'm also going to be blending this out in a bit. But yeah, just basically trying to get that really vibrantly colorful look to it. The color's so nice. Thank you. Dragonflies are just so beautiful. They're just so cool. Got so many colors, so much vibrancy going on. Really just gonna try and capture that as close as I can, but not getting like too perfectly studied or anything, because I've never tried to render colors quite like this before. But you never know what thing you try that could be a new staple to your style. So it's always worth testing out new, interesting ideas. That looks pretty cool. And then if I just gauge and blur it. I don't want to go too crazy because I still should have those very distinct separations. Maybe a 10. That looks pretty good. And then add some sharper highlights after. That is not bad. Maybe an 8, so that it's a little bit more distinct. 5. I think an 8. So an 8 on our blur. And that looks very shiny. Nice. Not bad for a base color layer. So yeah, that's good for that. And now I kind of need to decide what colors everything else is going to be before I just go ahead in with the boots. So this mushroom will be a brown. Oops. Got to alpha lock it. So it'll be like a dark brown medium brown, kind of like this, and then it'll have lighter rings on it, just to make it still mushroomy, but also, you know, less goopy, as I mentioned before. So it'll be kind of just a standard ringed brown mushroom. So nothing too crazy there. Nothing too fancy at all. I'm just trying to get the color idea down so that I can pick what I want for the bracers and the boots. Just gonna go ahead and alpha lock all these so that I don't accidentally color over them again. But yeah, so obviously the blue is a little bit too close to the skin. So I might want to try more of a yellow. Because my tendency, you know, my favored colors are aqua, gold, and brown. As well as a little bit of navy when brown won't quite cut it. So, for example, gemstone, obviously. Those are kind of my draws. So I'm not really worried about pushing outside of my comfort zone too much for this one. I'm not doing any crazy experimentation with this piece at all, so it doesn't need to be super unique or anything away from my standard stuff, because it is a persona, so it should just straight up be me, basically. So I'm not sure, since I gave myself the blue skin, I'm not sure if I want to stick with the standard hair or try something maybe more gold like gemstone. But then if I make the bracers gold, then it really competes with that. So maybe sticking to my standard brown so that the colors are really in like the dragonfly parts. Because if the colors are mainly in the dragonfly parts, it'll really draw to that, which is what I really want, because that's kind of the point of what I've decided to do here. Affley Pessy, thank you for following. Skyrim, no worries. I'm just grateful to have you here. I totally get not being fully active or, you know, not watching for a little bit and coming back. It is no skin off my back. I'm just grateful for when you are here. Yeah, I think I will keep the hair brown because that's more, you know, actually me. So I'll leave it like that. And then for the dragonfly wings, a lot of them are either... Well, actually they come in all different colors. There are some black ones, shinier aquamarines and stuff, but also clear ones, really light colors, blues, yellows, pinks, like all sorts. There are so many cool dragonflies. Like, if you guys aren't scared of bugs, just look up dragonflies. They're just so awesome. Ah, there's this one here that has really beautiful, like, multicolor iridescent wings, which I don't know if that would really work because it does have, like, pinks and things in them, which doesn't fit my current color palette the best. So I'm not sure if I want to go with something like that, or if I want to stick to my typical, whoops, my typical draws. Bread color's good. Heck yeah. As an avid horror lover, bugs are more pretty than spoopy. I don't even like horror, but bugs are very pretty, yeah. Most, like, certain bugs. Houseflies, ants, cockroaches, I could do without. I have no issue with them if they're outside, but when they're inside, they can leave. But, like, moths and dragonflies, they can be so cool. To be fair, Grandma killed your bugs? Oh no. Wait, I got that wrong. Bugs killed my grandma. Oh no. Wait a second. That, really hoping that's a joke. I'm going to assume it is. An all-nighter make my brain go woo. Yup, same here. I am matching your energy. Or you are matching my energy? Who knows? But yeah, same here. All-nighters. A fun concept. You're like a whole extra 12 hours to do stuff in, but they don't tend to work out that way, do they? Alright, so gold bracers. And that means gold boots as well. So I'm gonna stick with a softer, maybe a pale gold? I don't really do pale golds. I typically do very vibrant golds, but maybe I'll try doing a pale gold for these. And then the sole can be maybe the same brown as my hair to bring that in. Yeah. And the straps too. Yeah. So yeah, I will stick with the gold, I think. I like how this is looking. Gold boots, gold bracers, and then the brown of my hair for any accents. Yeah, joke, okay. I figured, but, it's the internet. You can never be too careful. Alright, and I am just gonna stick with this gentle cream for the other color as well. So for the frills of the mushroom skirt, the underskirt, and the shirt here, I'm just gonna stick with this nice gentle cream just to keep its softness. I really do like. You're telling me an inter entered this net? Oh gosh. Yeah, yes? It depends. On what? I have no idea. I guess your preference. If you wanted to, then yes. If you don't, then no. No, not at all. How controversial. Oh no. I'm gonna get cancelled before I've even gotten started. So how's Dorgoose? Last time I checked, still alive. I can see the headline. Oh no. I can already see my canceling headline. But yeah, when I left the server last time we streamed, Dorgoose was alive and well. I think I accidentally hit it while collecting mobs or something, but Dorgoose is a barbarian, so they're fine. They have hit points upon hit points, so they're good. Dorgoose is safe. Alrighty. Famous gem streamer cancelled for saying yes and inter entered this net. Multiple times. Oh gosh. I was baited. Here we have Quibby to report on what they heard. Oh no. I always knew they were too good. They've just been watching and waiting for me to break. Oh man. Alrighty, so that is good for what we've got going on there so far. We'll move up with the boot. The gold. Try and get this color in here. So now that I'm back up near the sword, I'll focus on keeping the lighting concentrated there again. But when I'm down below there, it's just gonna be mostly ambient light. I was shocked, surprised, and even a bit disturbed. I trusted them, and here they go saying that. But they were quite the type, so it makes sense. Quibby. Oh no. Been testified against. What am I gonna do? Oh yeah, I also forgot to do this little part at the end of the... You have to change. I deeply apologize for my actions. I did not mean to offend or hurt anyone. It was an accident, and I am terribly sorry. Become pure minerals. I've decided to dissolve my crystalline gem exterior and become a softer and more malleable mineral for the internet's use and comfort. Hopefully this change will show them that I truly am sorry. How's that? Is that a good apology video? You're a mineral muncher? Oh no. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm the yucky type of mineral. The one that you don't like. Like, what are gems made out of? The diamonds that are like pressed carbon or something? Carbon's probably not very tasty, right? Joke's on you, I like suffering? Oh no! Truly an adversary to watch out for. Proceed to chomp my mineral arm. No! I need that! How will I do art without it? That's my entertainment. Creator. Entertainment creator. I can speak in coherent and proper full-length sentences. Use your shoulders. I'm not even gonna try to figure out the logistics of that. I can just tell that it would probably be less efficient and also a lot less good. My art skills would go back to like how I started in 2018 or something. Oh, what a horror that would be. To lose all of my progress. Because obviously I'm a master now. Okay, good. So I did this skirt base kind of like as a joke, or like as a, not a joke, but like a loose reference, but I kind of like it. So I'm not gonna fully solve it. No, I am gonna fully get rid of it. I thought I could salvage it, but actually some of those edges are a bit too solid for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start from the beginning. Just to make sure that I'm really following the lines of the skirt here. Really getting that shape language in. And I'm not gonna keep it the same width for any time because mushrooms are often really very... Some will be... Sorry, had to grab some food for dinner. No problem. What you got? Did you bring enough for the class? Alright, I'm just trying to get this a little bit further. Yes, guy, they're hungry. Hungry. Mashed potato. Oh no, the betrayal. Truly a shocking discovery. All eyes will be on this story instead of mine. Yes, that was... Anyway. Alright. So, I'm just gonna hide the wings here for a second because I realize that I'm not really doing the stuff that's behind them. Well, now we have more potatoes since this one just died. Wow, that is stone cold. Alrighty, so that will be our first color there, and now I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter and a little bit more yellow. And we'll try and get another one in here. And I don't want them all to be solid, actually. They've been pretty solid so far, so I'm gonna try and break these ones up a lot. Just because we really want to get that loose mushroom pattern feeling. I'm also gonna speed up a little bit because I don't want to be too precise, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit too into the details. Trying to make sure it's all more right than it needs to be. Zombie potato. Just too tired to act dead. That's just an excuse so that we'll get close to you. And then you can bite us with your zombie potato powers. And turn us into... people zombies? People potatoes? Zombie people? Who knows? Something nefarious, I'm sure. I'm gonna get the feeling in here. Ew, no, I'm not just gonna bite people. What if they haven't showered? Valid. Are there zombie carrots? That's a good question. Did you bite carrots and turn them into zombie carrots? Only on the 27th. That's some vertical texture. I feel like that'll really help. No, they just do their own thing? Ah, separate breed. Good question though, Aflapessi. Now we know. The zombie carrots and the zombie potatoes are not in league. We have a chance still. Alright. So, I think that looks alright. I am going to go ahead and use like a duller gray, or like a duller brown to go over all of it. Also darker than that. Just to kind of merge it all together, make it a little less saturated, more kind of mushroomy. Not loving it. I'm gonna actually look at the references that I have pulled up of mushrooms to see what I've done wrong here. Let's see, where are mushroom rings? I really like these, the brown ones with rings on them for some reason. You want to reawaken old game addictions, but you have so many going on now? Oh no. Relatable indeed. For me more like shows, but still. Resist the urge. Enjoy the games that you're currently playing, but finish them first. No. You have 260 hours in the one game and you want to play it again? Oh, wow. That is lots. Guess it can't really help your favorite games, so fair enough. It's not that much. I played one game over a span of like 3 years, and I thought I played it pretty often, and I only ever got to like 170 hours or something. It's only 12-ish full days worth of gaming. That is lots. I'm not finding any of the the mushrooms that I kind of was thinking about. So maybe like ringed brown mushroom? Why is there a person talking? I really don't like that any like lo-fi or calming songs have people talking. It's just creepy. Or I guess singing, but still. I'm listening to chill stuff. I'm not there for people. Alright. Maybe striped? I'm not getting any results in ringed, so maybe striped. Okay, that's more like it. At least that one. Apologies for the delay. I thought it would be easier to find the type of mushroom that I'm thinking of. There really isn't many here. Concerning. Yes, those gaming habits do sound kind of concerning. It's not that concerning. I guess that's fair. Some people have like absolutely bonkers numbers, which I don't even know how they had time for in their lives, but if you love a game, then it does make sense that if it's something that can relax you and you can enjoy doing, then I think it's probably healthy to play, you know, amounts of it. Within reason, on the daily, of course. In a game that should only take like 4 hours to complete, you've played it enough times to have 56 hours? Whoa. Visual novels have stolen your heart? Ah. Yeah, I bet like replaying the story, re-experiencing it again and again. That makes sense. That makes a little bit more sense to me because I was definitely a book kid, like reread the same book 12 times for any of my favorites, so I mean, to be fair, you can change it up a bit. Yeah. Get some variety in there, but always come back to the favorites. Alright, I'm not seeing... Sorry, Huion. I'm not seeing any of the mushrooms that I was looking for. Which is weird, because they're pretty common mushrooms as far as I know, but... Oh well. Are you really bad or good? I can't decide. Good because you played it 14 times. Just your heart melts. Fair. Alright, I think I'm just gonna do... So I couldn't find really reference for the one that I was looking for, but I think this mainly might just need some more texture. Huh. Interesting. Well, that helped a lot. Okay. Go off then, I guess. It's crazy how much texture can help certain things, like the look of them. I really need to learn how to use textures more effectively, because I love how they look a lot of the time. Nothing will keep you from the boy.